Today we're going to make apple and sultana crumble. For the base of the crumble, we're going to use a fresh apple, an eating apple, and that's much sweeter than a cooking apple. So we can use that and we can leave the skin on. And the skin's going to give us extra fibre. We've then got some sultanas, which again are going to provide us with fibre, but they're going to give us a different texture because they're going to be nice and sweet. And then for the crumble topping, we're going to use plain flour, we're going to use some butter or margarine, and then we're going to use some oats and some sugar, which the oats will provide us with fibre and the sugar will give us some sweetness. After we've preheated our oven to 190 degrees or gas 5, we're going to rub in the butter or the margarine into the flour until it resembles breadcrumbs. When we do the rubbing in method, we only use our fingertips because they're the coldest part of our hands. So we're going to pick up the fat and we are just going to use our fingertips and we're going to rub it in. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, until it looks like breadcrumbs. Now it's important, as we say, that we use the fingertips because they are the coldest part of our hands. So what we're trying to do is to cover the flour particles with layers of fat. When this goes in the oven, it will absorb and it will create a lovely texture. To check to see if it's ready, shake your fingers on the inside of the bowl, shake the bowl, and if there's any large lumps yet left, as there is here, we know that it's not ready. So we're just going to go back in and we're going to continue to rub in using our fingertips, but lifting it out of the bowl so we are adding in air, we're aerating it. One more check. We've still got some large lumps there, so we're going to go back in again. And we are just going to rub in, so we've got all the large lumps of fat are then coating our flour particles. Once we've done that, the next stage is to add in our oats and our sugar, and that's going to create crunchiness in our topping. And we're just going to give it a nice mix with our hands. Next, it's time to prepare the filling. To prepare the filling for the apple crumble, first, what we need to do is we need to make sure that the apple is flat on the board. So we're just going to use our claw grip and we're going to take a nice thin sliver of apple off to make sure it's flat. Then we're going to use our bridge grip and we are going to cut it in half. And then again, we're going to cut it into quarters using our bridge grip. So our knife is nowhere near our fingers. Now remember, when we talked about enzymic browning, we've now damaged the cells here. So we need to be quick because it will start to go brown. That's known as enzymic browning because the air will now start to attack the cells. So the next step we need to do is we need to core them and slice them. So to core, we're going to use our claw grip. We're going to cut in at a diagonal and we're just going to pop out the core straight onto the paper towel. And we're going to do that with all 4 quarters. We're going to cut it in half. Then we're going to core it using our claw grip, cutting in on a slant, getting rid of the core onto the paper towel. Now, if we weren't going to be using these straight away, we could put them into lemon water. So water with a little bit of lemon juice, and that will prevent enzymic browning. The next stage is to slice. So we're going to use our claw grip and we are just going to slice nice thin even sized slices across the apple. And there we have evenly sliced apple pieces. But we need to be quick because enzymic browning will start if we don't get these into our oven quickly. The next step is to layer our apples into the bottom of our dish. So we're going to arrange them in the bottom here. And again, we are using eating apples because we find those sweeter, so therefore we don't need to add more sugar into the base of this. If it was cooking apples, we would definitely need to add more sugar in because it would be very tarty in flavour. So now that we have arranged our apples, we're then going to sprinkle with sultanas on the top. And then we're going to add in our oats as our topping. We're going to gently spoon our oats and our rubbed in mixture, so our crumble topping onto the top. At this stage, please don't flatten it down. Let it find its own way. So we're going to just cover everything up. Going to give it a little shake until it's settled. Put that into the oven now for 25 to 30 minutes until the apples are soft and the crumble is golden brown. When we put it in the oven, we need to make sure we put it onto a baking tray. We need to make sure we use oven gloves, and we need to make sure we put it into the oven landscape. Come back in 25 minutes to find out what it will look like.